We're Santi and Jess, travelling 3 months non-stop on Santi's Churchill Fellowship. The Churchill Fellowship gives Australians the opportunity to investigate a passion project overseas and bring back that information to Australia. As a blind electrical engineering student, Santi's passion project is all about public transport, and I get to come along as the eyes. Join us today as we explore Stockholm's public transport. First up, getting our ticket.
Starting an interesting journey. We finally purchased our tickets to be able to use the Stockholm transport network for 72 hours. And
we are just leaving the Vasa Museum, which is behind us.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was a museum with a lot of accessible options.
I think we have to cross this road. There are, if you use your cane to go in front of you, they're directionals, but they're like the yellow line in Australia. To get to this tram stop, we followed Google Maps, which took us across into the middle of the road to a tram stop. And because this was the first time using public transport in Sweden, we were surprised when a bus pulled up. We're still not quite sure if it was meant to pull up here because the station we were standing at said tram, but a few metres down it said bus stop, but this is what we experienced.
Something I noticed, even though we didn't board the bus, was how close it came to the platform, making it obviously really easy to board and get off it without tripping. But finding the tactile indicators was not as easy as I expected it to be. So finding the edge and other landmarks in the station was a bit interesting.
Tillåter det här gången.
So did you know what just happened?
Yeah, she just held a reader. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't tap it against anything. Alright, that's interesting. It's interesting that they have handheld scanners rather than having scanners mounted on the entries and exits of the trams. I wonder why. Because
well, it's additional money because you're paying for someone to walk up and down the tram.
yeah, and obviously you can also have misreadings if the person forgets that they read your ticket or not. But it'll be interesting to learn a little bit as to why it is that it is. Oh, and the announcements are a little bit low actually. So they just said something, but I didn't quite get it.
They do have it written on the tram. Far down in the train, that red writing, they do have the stations written. There is a stop button, and it does have braille, yeah.
It has an S, so, and it's quite well highlighted too.
And I'm using Google Maps to tell us where to go. Yeah. Since this was the first time on a tram in Sweden, and we noticed the stop button, we were wondering if the tram would stop at every station. From watching other people and seeing a red stannar, which I think means stop in Swedish, pop up to the left of the next station name, we decided we needed to press the stop button to get off.
I wonder if I should press it or not. I feel like I should. I don't want the tram to stop. It's like, oh my god. Do you have it on your side?
It makes it hard when you don't speak the language.
This is exciting. I love this.
Oh, I've just noticed on the door there's some images which has wheelchair and then a red cross and then a pram and a red cross. So this this particular part of the tram must not be for wheelchairs.
Okay. I wonder if it's on the outside as well. I'm gonna press the button.
Okay.
Oh, it did. Okay. It buzzed. I wonder if in Swedish it tells you which side of the tram you're supposed to get on or off from.
Ah. No, it just said next stop and then the name of the stop.
Yeah.
It's on the left-hand side.
How do you know that then? Other than you can see.
As we go further down the tram,
Yeah.
it says wheelchair and prams can go on that.
Oh, so the tram has specific areas for the wheelchairs
And prams.
trams.
And like any good travellers, we waited at the tram stop while we worked out how to get to the bus stop, our next part of the trip. I don't know if it's on the other side of the street.
You mean
Let me
across
see.
the
No, it's on this side of the street.
How do you know that actually?
Visually. I'm looking at the map
And the pin is on this
and the
side.
pin is on this side. Here I'm just explaining the bus stop to Santi, including the directional tiles, which are colloquially known as sausages, and the hazard tiles, which are those circly ones letting us know that the road is near. We're doing a voiceover because I had a little freak out when that went over the edge.
Interesting in terms of how they work, because I can't see them contrasted against the ground.
And then there is a pole that has the bus timetables, and then up the top of the pole is a electronic version saying in 2 minutes bus number 2 is coming, which is actually the one that we want. So we're riding 3 stops.
Hopefully the bus tells us the stops, and or we have to rely on the maps.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, it talks. Oh, it tells you the next stop. In Swedish, but it tells you the next stop.
In some countries, the area for wheelchairs on buses have flip-up chairs, but in Sweden they purposely chose not to have any flip-up chairs so that if you were sitting down and you didn't get up for a wheelchair, they wouldn't be without their space.
I find interesting is that the drivers here can listen to music. That's cool.
Oh yeah, the radio's on.
Yeah. Oh, this one actually says stop.
So we had a very successful trip, but I do think we relied a fair bit on Google Maps, and because Jess was here, it was very smooth. She could see the blue dot, she could see how we needed to get from the tram stop to the bus stop, but if I didn't have the ability to look at Google Maps, which I don't, it does take a little bit longer when I'm in a new system and I don't have any orientation and mobility. But the buses talk to you when they stop, and it is in Swedish, but we think it's the bus route and the end stop, so that you can make an informed decision as to whether that's the bus that you want. And scanning your ticket is really good because you only have to scan it on the way in, not on the way out, so it's one less thing that you have to worry about. Overall, it was a good experience. I do think we need to work a lot more on designing support systems to make our lives a little bit easier when moving from a bus to a train to a tram, because at the moment, if you don't have any ability to see a map, going from one stop to another or going within a big platform is a bit difficult. But it was a good experience. Let's enjoy the food now.